phone, so we will be starting in 2 minutes, but I also wanted to advise everyone that this meeting is videotaped and it will be played on YouTube afterwards. It can be accessed. Well, there you go. Welcome everyone to the Committee of Adjustment. I'll call this meeting to order. It is now 4 o'clock on Wednesday, March the 20th. Welcome to the second day of spring. Doesn't look like it outside, but that is. I'll ask if there are any regrets. I have a full committee member table here. I'll ask our Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Larry Wheeler, was there any deferrals or withdrawals at this time?
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. There is neither. Thank you.
Thank you. And no changes to the order of the hearing?
No, there isn't.
Thank you. I'll ask all committee members, does anyone have any declaration of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, none. So that brings us to item number 3, minutes of previous meeting. So I have recommendation before us. If I could ask someone to move it. Stanners, committee member, and seconder, Doomering. So I have a recommendation that the minutes of the Township of Mapleton of Committee of Adjustment meeting hearing held on December 13th, 2023 be confirmed as circulated in the agenda. Did anyone have any questions or concerns about it? I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion is carried. Did anyone have any matters arising from the minutes? Seeing none. So that moves us into our applications today. We have 3 hearings, and I'd like to start each meeting off with saying that our hearings of the Committee of Adjustment is based on all the information that is provided to us as committee members, and the committee shall make their decisions based on the 4 tests that I will read at each hearing, and no precedent shall be made. And a few housekeeping items as we go along. There is an opportunity to speak to the application. If you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium that's right there, there is a little button, and if you push it back onto green, and you can state your name and your address for our recording secretary, and then you can address to the committee when the time comes. So our first hearing is A202401. The location of the subject property is legally described as Part Lot 11, Concession 1 and 2, Peel, and is municipally known as 7595 Wellington Road 86. The purpose and effect of the invariance application is to provide relief for the minimum distance separation to MDS2 from Type A and Type B land use. The applicants are proposing to construct a new cattle barn. The proposal requires relief from the nearest neighbor's dwelling and a church property. Other variances may be considered where deemed appropriate. So at this time, again, I'll ask upon our statement from our Secretary Treasurer regarding notifications, comments received to date. Mr. Larry Wheeler.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Staff can confirm property owners and agencies were provided with the required notice on February 28th. Proper postings on February 29th. Township staff comments are in the agenda package. No concerns expressed by Wellington County Roads, Source Water Protection. County of Wellington planner comments are in the agenda package. And the GRCA comments are also in the agenda package. Thank you.
Thank you. So moving on, our township planner comments by Linda Redmond. At this time, she'll share her comments, please.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. So this is a variance for MDS 2 setbacks to a new cattle barn that's going on the property. The applicant provided us with his own MDS calculations as well as the ARCs, and has requested relief from a type B use, which is a church that is located down the road from the property, as well as the nearest type A use, which is the closest dwelling to the new barn. So they need relief from the those two uses that are within the ARC setback. We have no concerns with the relief requested.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll ask if the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Burkhart, or applicant Stanley Burkhart, would like to introduce themselves and speak to the application if they are here. There's nothing? Okay, that's fine. We may have questions for you. So I'll move right on to our committee members, and if anyone has any questions or concerns to our planner or to the applicants. I'll start to my far right, Member Stanners. Do you have any questions or concerns?
Thank you, Chair. I just have one question. If the existing barn is staying or if it's coming down, it just, whether you're trying to move everything over to the new barn or what, I just didn't know. Like when I looked at the old barn, I know it's about the same condition as mine is, right? And so I just didn't know what your plan was. Thank you.
I can speak about it.
Okay.
Yes, the old barn was staying for a while yet. I don't know how long.
Okay, thank you.
And Member Kiomo, any questions or concerns?
I have no questions and really no concerns. I don't see any real problem with the location and the setback that they're proposing, so I'm fine with it.
Thank you. I'll go to the far, Member Sheik.
Thank you, Chair. I have a question. So is there a variance for manure storage? So I'm just wondering what type of manure storage for the new barn or the existing barn? I guess the existing barn doesn't matter, but the new barn. And is there a plan for manure storage, or does it also require a variance at this time?
Is that something, are you directing that question to our planner?
Well, first to the applicant, and
Okay.
then if it does, then to the planner.
Okay, thank you.
Providing we can go ahead. And there's storage covered with solid.
Through you, Chair. Is that part of the barn structure itself? So the manure storage is actually going to happen within the barn structure itself. Is that correct?
Member Dumering?
I have no further questions either. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, I have no concerns on this application either, so I'll look for the recommendation I have before us and look for some member to move this. Kiomo, seconded by Sheik. So I have a recommendation before us that the minor variance applied for in application A 202401, located at Part Lot 11, Concession 1 and 2, Peel, and is municipally known as 7595 Wellington Road 86, to provide the following relief as proposed. Under section 6.17.2 of the Mapleton zoning bylaw, the MTS2 setbacks to type A use proposed of 172 meters or 564 feet, and the MDS setbacks to type B use proposed at 307 meters or 1,007 feet. And members, did you have any other questions or clarifications before I call the question? Okay, I will call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? This is granted. So at this time, I wanted to let everyone know that we, the members of the Committee of Adjustment, find that the 4 tests have been considered and met, that the variance is minor in nature, the variance is requested is desirable for the appropriate development or use of lands, buildings, or structure. The variance maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan, and the variance maintains the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw. So at this time, we're circulating the decision signing sheet. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay, that application has been approved and signed, so there is an appeal date, up to April the 9th. So after that, I'm sure you'll be in contact with the appropriate departments. So thank you for attending this meeting. That moves us on to agenda package number 5.3. So it's hearing number A 2024, sorry, 2402. And the location of the subject property is legally described as the west part of Lot 10, Concession 5, Peel, and municipally known as 6725 Wellington Road 12. The purpose and effect of the variance application is to provide relief for the minimum distance separation to MDS2 setback requirements to type A land use. The applicants are proposing to construct a barn addition and manure tank. This proposal requires relief from the nearest neighbor's dwelling, type A, for the addition of the manure storage. Other variances may be considered where deemed appropriate. So at this time, I'll call upon Larry Wheeler, our Secretary Treasurer, regarding notifications and comments received to date.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Staff can confirm that property owners and agencies were provided with the required notice on February 28th. Proper postings February 29th. Township staff comments are in the agenda package. Wellington County Roads and Source Water Protection had no concerns. And County of Wellington planner comments are in the agenda package. Thank you.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll call upon our township planner, Linda Redmond, to give her report.
Thank you, Chair. I don't have much more to add. Again, it's an addition to an existing livestock facility and then a new manure storage tank. Doesn't meet the setbacks. Both do not meet the setbacks to the nearest neighbor's dwelling, which is a type A land use. And so the request is to accommodate that. We have no concerns.
Thank you. At this time, I'll call upon owners Angus Martin to introduce himself and if they wish to speak to the application. You have nothing? Okay, that's fine. Yep. Okay, thank you for attending. So I'll move into my committee members and call upon my first on my left, Member Doomering, if you have any comments or concerns for this application.
Thank you, Chair. Not any big concerns, just wondering if it's possible that that manure tank be moved a little bit more to the other side of that barn, just to get a little bit further away from that house, but if that's, just wondering if that was an option or considered or.
Keeping it as close as we can to the barns, we like to get our manure into it somehow. This time we're proposing to do it with the loader bucket. That's what, too far to go. That's what we try to get them out in the occasion, it's really sad.
No further questions? Sure. Member Sheik?
Thank you, Chair. So I noticed on the GIF mapping that there's like a water sort of happening to the, I don't know, is that west side? Is that a closed drain or is that an actual? I did a site visit, but I really couldn't tell. So is that an open drain or an open creek or something that comes from behind your property, behind your house and leads towards the fourth line?
Those spots are drains or runoff. This tank is for to minimize that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And closest to my right, Member Kiyomo.
I have no further questions.
And Member Standers?
Thank you, Chair. Just a comment regarding this. I think it's another one of these dairy producers that are pretty well forced to put in a manure pit. And I'm glad to hear whenever one of them says that we're trying not to send our manure into a creek anymore, that it's a better way of dealing with the manure all total. So I have no problem with this at all. Thank you.
So we do have a recommendation in our package. If I could ask for someone to move it. Moved by Member Sheik, seconded by Member Stanners. So our recommendation that we have before us is that minor variance applied for in application A 2024-02 located at West Part Lot 10, Concession 5, Peel, and is municipally known as 6725 Wellington Road 12, to provide the following relief as proposed under 6.17.2 of the Mapleton zoning bylaw. MDS2 setbacks to type A use. The barn addition proposed 100.58 meters or 330 feet. and the new manure tank proposed 142 meters or 466 feet. Did anyone else have any questions or concerns? Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? This motion, application is granted. And again, we, the members of the Committee of Adjustment, feel that all the four tests have been met and that the variance is minor in nature. The variance requested is desirable for the appropriate development of use of lands, buildings, and structure. The variance maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan. The variance maintains the general purpose and intent of zoning bylaw. So at this time, we'll circulate the decision form. Okay, that decision form has been now signed. And again, April the 9th is the time that after that you can speak to the appropriate departments. So at this time, this hearing is concluded. Thank you for attending. That leads us into 5.3, hearing number A024-03. The location of the subject property is legally described as the West Part Lot 9, Concession 11 Peel, municipally known as 7669 Wellington Road 8. The purpose and effect of the variance application is to provide relief for the minimum distance separation to MDS 2, setback requirements to type A and side yard setback. The applicants are proposing to construct a barn addition and manure tank. The proposal relief requires for the nearest neighbor's dwelling an easterly side yard of the addition and the manure storage. The variance will also address a reduction to the required setback to the municipal drain, water course if required. Other variances may be considered where deemed appropriate. So at this time, I'll call upon Larry Wheeler for a statement from our Secretary Treasurer regarding notifications and comments received to date.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Staff can confirm that property owners and agencies were provided with the required notice on February 28th, proper postings on February 29th. Staff comments and GRCA comments are in the agenda package. Wellington County Roads and Source Water Protection had no concerns, and the county planning comments are also in the agenda package. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, we'll call upon our Township Planner, Linda Redmond, to give her report comments, please.
Thank you, Chair. So another MDS, and this one is for a barn addition as well as a liquid manure tank, liquid manure tank. So this one requires MDS relief from the barn and the manure tank to a type A use. It also requires a setback reduction from the side yard to the new barn addition. And it also is located close to the open municipal drain that runs behind it. And so needs relief for the barn addition. However, the manure storage tank meets the setback because under the zoning bylaw, when you are building a new tank that is improving the containment, the liquid manure containment, as member Stainers had mentioned, it's always an improvement to the environment. So they're allowed a reduction to the setback to that natural environment, to the open, to the open municipal drain. So that building or that structure does meet the setback requirement, but the new barn addition does not. So they need relief from that drain as well. So there's a few variances required. They're all pretty minor in my opinion, and we have no concerns with them.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll call upon the owner or the applicant, anyone who would like to speak to this.
Hi, I'm Cleon Martin, the applicant on this file. So further to Linda's comments, and I have some appreciation I want to express to this committee after, that is a separate subject. So remind me if I forget to say it, but in regards to the municipal drain, we have been in consultation with the superintendent for drainage in the township of Mapleton. We have been able to meet the requirements to the drain, and it is a closed drain. It's not an open drain. Sorry to disagree with you, Linda. I appreciate working with you, but it is actually a closed tile drain, and we are able to meet the setbacks to it. But it then leaves us out of compliance to the type A land use just across the road for both the barn, the pit, and then the side lot line to the barn as well. So I don't have any further comments beyond that. I'm here to answer any questions that any committee member might have.
Thank you. I'll start with our committee members. I'll start again with my far right. Member Stanners, do you have any questions for our planner or the applicant?
Thank you, Chair. No, I think my question has just been answered of this municipal drain, that it is closed. Like when I did a drive-by today, I didn't think there was an open ditch back there, but it was just good to have a clarification of it. And so thank you for that. It's one of these drains, you know, we got to keep our waterways clear, and I'm just glad we're trying to.
Thank you. Member Kiyomo?
No questions. Again, it's just the improvements that come with the manure storage are always, I think, a welcome thing. So this is going in the right direction.
Thank you. Member Sheik?
I have no further questions, and thanks for addressing the drainage because that was a question. So I have no further questions.
Thank you. Member Doomering?
I just have one question. Is there manure storage in the barn, and how is it getting to the manure storage?
No, there's no manure storage in the barn. It's going to be transferred out with a new subterranean pipe, and that has all been looked after under the nutrient management regulations. So that's all up to code. Assuming the favorable vote of the committee, we will be able to move ahead with this project. Everything else is in order.
And back to our planner, Linda Redmond.
Thank you, Chair. If I could just seek clarification from the applicant on the drain setback quickly?
Yes.
Because I believe, so you indicated that they meet the setback to the municipal drain? So they have 15-meter setback now? Okay, I can give you that too, 49.2 feet.
That's the requirement.
Yes.
We are, situated at 75. But we'll probably be relocating them to close to that, just to make sure.
Okay, so I have that they were 10 meters from the drain, or 32.8 feet.
Yes, so our, in consultation with the superintendent, we were prohibited from positioning there. He strongly encouraged us to try to relocate that and to meet that, and so we have relocated it. It's now positioned further away than the original 10 feet.
Okay.
Or
10 meters.
that was first proposed, but the sketches that package are correct. Those are depicting the actual of what our intent is.
If one more comment then, so the setback to a municipal drain, an open municipal drain is 30 meters, and an closed municipal drain is 15 meters. So Cleon has indicated that they don't need a variance for it at all now, so they're gonna have the 15 meters, not 10 as what was originally submitted. So the committee can remove that variance from the decision completely.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Did anyone else have any comments from the public about this? No? Okay, so we do have a recommendation before us, and it is, I will just read it as deleted, municipal drain setback. We're going to remove that, so it will just have the 3 setbacks indicated in our recommendation. So if I could ask someone to move it, Member Doomering, and seconded by Member Stanners. Okay, so for clarification, I have a recommendation that the minor variance applied for in application A 2024-03, located at the west part, lot 9, concession 11 Peel, is municipally known as 7669 Wellington Road 8, to provide the following relief as proposed. MDS2 setbacks to type A use, proposed 175 meters or 575 feet. The new manure tank, proposed 206 meters or 676 feet. And MDS2 setbacks to the lot line, the side, barn addition, proposed 15 meters or 49.2 feet. Any questions or concerns from the members? I will call the question. All those in favor? Yes, all those against? The motion is carried. Moved by Doomering, seconded by Stanners. Okay. So will we have a signature page, or you'll have to redo it? What do you want to do?
I think we do.
Okay. So again, at this time, we, the committee, find that the 4 tests have been met, that the variance is minor in nature, the variance is requested is desirable for the appropriate development or use of lands, buildings, or structure. The variance maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan, and the variance maintains the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw. So we'll have circulation of the decision form. But I got something. Move that to delete it. We'll do it all in one. Did you have further comments? That was a great time.
I work in nutrient management consultation, and I help farmers all around the province to acquire their prerequisites to building permits. And I just want to express my gratitude to Linda Redmond as a planner and to this committee for three, not one, but three variances approved and deemed as minor. This is a very difficult task in a lot of jurisdictions in Ontario. And to protect the farmers' ability to construct and expand is to protect Ontario's food sources. And I really do appreciate the ability to work with you folks as we try to do the best, present the best plans we can, try to compromise as we can. But there are limits to what we can do because farmers, as they consolidate, they grow. And we really do need the ability to expand. And I'm not overstating when I'm telling you what a pleasure it is to work in Mapleton. So thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay, we have all decision sheets signed. So again, the appeal date, April 9th. So after April 9th, then I'm sure you'll be in touch with the appropriate departments. So again, thank you for attending, and this hearing is now concluded. Yes, that leads us into general business. So we have upcoming hearing on April the 10th, I believe. That's so far. At this time. Okay, so it might be May 15th. All right. So it is now, if any other committee members, yes, have anything? Member Doomering.
So we approved distances here.
I think that one has to be turned off.
I'll just answer from here. So what happens is then they'll apply for their building permit and they'll have to provide the MDS calculations and they'll have to show that those distances on their building permit, on their site plan for their permit. So it's like anything with an addition, there's the setback. So the building inspector will do the best is to their ability to make sure it's constructed where it should be constructed. The onus is really on the landowners to ensure that it's constructed in the appropriate location for any kind of construction.
Okay. All right, then it is now 4:36. I'll conclude this hearing. Thank you for attending.